Welcome back to the Benner Business Podcast. My name is Cliff. I am joined here with none other than Sydney. She's my beautiful wife.
Very odd intro, but we're gonna go with it.
I'm trying to shake it up every time. I don't want that generic monotoned entrance. So something to be a little bit weird, kind of show off the personality a bit, especially the podcast. It's a weird podcast, but it's great.
Okay.
It's helpful. Has that quirkiness to it that kind of makes it unique.
It's definitely unique, all right.
Well, I kind of excited to talk about this subject we have today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are dealing with none other than the SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
I know you and I went in school, were taught this. I know we approach it with our businesses, but I also think this relates to our episode on business planning and kind of connects to the partnership one as well.
It connected actually to quite a bit of previous podcasts we've done so far. We may have touched on a little bit about it, but kind of what is the acronym of SWOT analysis?
So SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, with strength and weakness being internal for yourself, if you're doing a SWOT analysis on yourself or for your business, and then opportunities and threats being external on how the outside sources, outside items affect your business or you.
And how often do you think a person should do a SWOT analysis on either themselves or their business?
I would say if you aim for annually,
Okay.
then I mean you're constantly growing as a person, and I know I can't even explain how much just being in business for 1 year grew me, let alone I think we've been doing this for 3 years now. And it feels like every year I'm like I feel much more confident and experienced in business, and at the same time I look back and I'm like, wow, I don't know how I was that dumb. Like hindsight for me is awful, it seems. But I think that's hindsight's always 2020. I think everybody kind of lives by that too. So doing it annually, I think, is a good benchmark. The more often you could, especially yourself, self-reflect, I think the more you can make yourself grow and kind of get where you want to go.
Okay.
So I wanna ask, when does someone do a SWOT analysis if they're starting a business? Because we had the business plan episode, which involved either starting a business from scratch or maybe possibly purchasing one.
Yeah, I think we said like in that episode that right when you start, you need to do this. Not like you need to do it personally, not based on your business, but personally. And then if you have partners, obviously, you need to both sit down and do this and know who's going to do what and who's going to do the other thing. Because there's things where I have more strength than a weakness, where you have a strength and then a weakness.
Yeah, definitely. And that, that self-reflection and being open with your partner allows you to kind of define the lanes, which I think we talked about in that episode too, is, you define your lanes so then you know what each person's doing. But that also allows you to know what the other person's good at that you might not have known. So just to kind of maximize each other's efficiency at everything, get better at the business and help it grow quicker and, be more successful.
Yeah.
But also knowing those weaknesses allows you to either, I don't want to say avoid them, which would be like hiring someone to just take over that weakness altogether, or work
That's
on
an
it.
option though.
Oh, outsourcing is a fantastic solution to a lot of issues in a business. But addressing those situations, I think when we both started doing business, neither one of us were really good at marketing. And now, we've kind of developed and gotten better at it. So we know that weakness and we still address it, but we still build upon it. So I think we're starting to already go into each of these.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you how it's effective, but I think we already described that too.
Yeah, I think we already know how it's effective.
I think we're on quite a bit of a roll here, and it sounds like I just want to make sure we don't skip anything for the audience here.
Yeah.
But that kind of easy flowingness to it makes it a little.
Yeah. So what would you put in the opportunity or threats category?
Opportunity would be like, it's an external look. And so that would be knowing that what your weaknesses are, and then looking around you and seeing what your I'm sorry, knowing your strength, and looking around and seeing what your strength could make better in your area. If you're in an area or you have something where you're good at computer skills or IT, but there's no one there who does or has an IT storefront or something like that. They just all have to purchase it online and have somebody they communicate with. That's an opportunity for you because you could be that local IT person that everybody goes to.
Okay.
That,
So would the threats be opposite of that?
that would kind of be opposite of that. Thinking about it, a threat would be um you might be that local person, and the city's hired someone to come in and uh look at the opportunity to bring in a big IT company, or there's talk that they're moving in. That's a threat you have to identify, and you have to be willing to, with the business, you're always challenged, you're always pivoting and changing. You can't just be stagnant. So like that opportunity is coming in, or that threat's coming in. So what do you have to do to kind of move your business and not necessarily fight it, but like be prepared and be able to adjust yourself. Another one I'm thinking is like if you have a laundromat and increased costs are coming to water, what do you have to do to that threat? Like there's a possibility they're going to add more taxes onto water, and maybe they're going to add a sewer tax now. So what do you have to do? Well, either you can fight it, or you have to raise your prices or adjust or buy energy efficient machines. There's not just one way to skin a cat. And I think identifying those, you have to identify each of them so you're prepared. I'm not sure. Is that making sense?
A little bit. You're
I think I'm rambling a tad.
yeah, like your example I think helped a little bit,
Mhm.
but your words are kind of, I think, going faster out than your brain is letting you.
Yeah. So that's one of my weaknesses. Do you have any, points to add to opportunities and threats?
It's pretty straightforward. Like when you think of strength,
Yeah.
you obviously think, okay, what am I good at?
Yeah.
And then when you hear weakness, you pretty much are like, okay, what am I bad at?
Yeah.
And then opportunities is, okay, well, how can I be better than my competitors?
Mm-hmm.
And then threat, you think, well, what are my competitors doing better than me? So it's kind of what it stands for is exactly
Mm-hmm.
what it means.
Yes.
So it's one of those topics where you don't have to talk a lot about it. You have to take action on it. You can't
Yes.
sit here and listen to us pretend to ramble.
Yeah.
Actually, we aren't pretending, like we're really rambling, but you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You can't think about it, just do it.
Yeah. I think that's fantastic. And I think that's just the next step.
Yeah.
To our audience, just grab a piece of paper, write strength, weakness, opportunity, threats.
Yeah.
Fill it out. Do it for yourself and your business. And
yeah, but usually yourself revolves around your business.
yes.
So they're the exact same thing almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's the next step. That's the next way people can push their business.
Yeah.
So I love how you recap that. I think you did a much better job than I did.
Yeah.
Straightforward, and
It's just one of those short episodes where we kind of just told you a quick tidbit about what you need to do, and then you need to take action.
yeah, nail on the head.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna end it there.
Yeah. But there's
Because again, I'm used to longer episodes, but you're right. Like, it's not a long topic.
no.
It is important, but it's not a long topic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, action is like the biggest thing you can do for this.
yes.
And that's like reiterating it 5 times, because that then I hope it gives you a boost to actually do it rather than not.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I think we should sign off so our viewers can go and do their own SWOT analysis. And can you remind us what SWOT analysis stands for?
Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats.
Perfect.
Boom. Everybody can find us at bennerstride.com. They have more questions or need help with it. And we're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody have a good one.
Bye.